Hi, ShellPoint. I'm Christy Skinner, your Senior Director of Healthcare Services, bringing you another edition of Medical Minutes. Peripheral neuropathy is any disease of the nerves outside of the brain and spinal cord. It is caused by a number of different diseases, one of the most common being diabetes. It is believed that 60 to 70% of diabetes patients will develop neuropathy at some point. The neuropathy develops as a complication after long-term diabetes and is therefore more frequently seen in older diabetics. There are additional causes to consider when it comes to peripheral neuropathy. Some of those are autoimmune factors which attack the nerves and then the nerve becomes inflamed, alcohol and toxins that irritate and damage the nerves, compression of the nerves, chronic diseases such as diabetes and kidney failure, infections which irritate and damage the nerves, trauma to the nerve, tumors of the nerve lining or cancers that disrupt the nerve function, vitamin deficiencies that do not allow the nerve to function properly due to inadequate amounts of proper vitamins and nutrients. Depending on which category of the nerve that is affected, you may present with different symptoms. Those are primary categories being the afferent or sensory nerves, efferent nerves or motor nerves, and the mixed nerves, which is the combination of the two. If your afferent sensory nerve is afflicted, which carries signals from different parts to the brain, you may experience the following symptoms: burning and pain, tingling or pins and needles, or numbness. If your efferent motor nerve is affected, which carries signals from the brain and spinal cords to different parts of the body, you may experience some of the following symptoms: muscle weakness or paralysis. If peripheral neuropathy impacts mixed nerves, both the sensory and the motor signals, the following symptoms are ones to watch for: bladder function, bowel movements, blood pressure, heart rate, or digestion can be impacted. The most common area to notice these conditions are on the feet. So why are the feet so affected? In many cases, neuropathy starts with the loss of sensation rather than pain. This can be particularly dangerous with the feet as they are in a continuous use and are more than likely to be affected by injury. When there is a loss of sensation to the feet, you may be less likely or aware that an injury has occurred, which could cause a more severe outcome. For example, a blister that a person with PN or peripheral neuropathy is unaware of, that blister then becomes an open wound, made more complex by diabetes, which could ultimately end up in some serious outcomes. So what can you do to be proactive in the care of your feet? Creating a foot care routine can be very helpful, so here are some suggestions that you may find helpful. Clean your feet daily. Dry your feet using a soft towel only. Look for blisters, swelling, redness, and other signs of injury daily. This inspection routine includes looking in between your toes too. If you cannot bend down or reach your feet easily, use a mirror. Moisturize your feet but not in between your toes, as this can lead to infections. Make sure you keep your toenails trimmed to a good short length but not too short. You want to avoid ingrown toenails. Try to avoid sustaining a foot injury. Great precautions to take care, and do not walk barefooted, but always wearing gripped slippers or properly fitted shoes. Always check for debris in your shoes. A simple pebble in your shoe is something you may not feel, but this can cause a sore on your foot and a whole lot more trouble if not noticed over time. Another issue people complain about is trouble sleeping. This is common with peripheral neuropathy. It is probably no surprise that 70% of those suffering with PN, along with other pain-related issues, have trouble sleeping, according to the Journal of Pain Medicine. Here are a few tips that can improve your sleep. Reduce your caffeine intake. Limit your naps to less than 1 hour. Do not stay in bed too long. Staying in bed too long leads to shallow sleep. Refrain from a hot shower or bath right before you go to bed. The body needs to cool down before deep sleep can occur. Some people find that sleeping with a pillow in between their legs that helps to keep their knees from touching reduces pain and pressure, and the added benefit is that it keeps your spine in alignment. In almost all cases with peripheral neuropathy, it is not a condition on its own, but rather a symptom of an underlying condition, so treatment will vary based on the underlying condition. A few healthy lifestyle approaches we would like to bring to you today will pertain to diet and exercise. Eating a diet that is well balanced with fruits, veggies, whole grains, and lean proteins. In regards to exercise, there are two areas of focus for today, and they are low-impact aerobic exercise and flexibility exercise. For low-impact exercise, try brisk walking, swimming, riding a stationary bike. For flexibility exercises, a few suggestions are calf stretches, plantar fascia stretches, and seated hamstring stretches. It is also recommended to avoid prolonged pressure. And finally, try massaging your feet for improved circulation. Thank you, Shell Point, for this opportunity to bring you information that I hope you find beneficial. If you would like to reach me, please feel free to reach me by my email, christyskinner@shellpoint.org. Until next time, stay healthy.